hmm
Yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of Nerd BS. It is the episode. Why can't I do these accurately? I get put on the spot. Listen, I'm gonna bleed out. I
Put
get
on
put
the
on the spot
spot.
here. Trying to
You
start
did the
this
countdown.
Yeah.
because I took charge, but we are in the 18th episode.
Yes.
We had
Yep.
first time doing it 2 weeks in a row. Yet the last episode's not out yet. We'll get to that. But we got two big events that happened. TwitchCon and PlayStation Showcase. So we're in another episode, and welcome to the cast. This is September 24th, the Halloween season. And
Negative.
but I have Kyle and Chris here with me. How you guys doing?
Super
Good.
duper.
I would say a little bit tired. I was at TwitchCon. I know we're going to talk about that, but I was there for 3 days. Took off Thursday,
wow.
got back Sunday night, and
I
then
didn't
went
know
to
you
work
did the
Monday
whole-
morning. Yeah.
Nice.
The whole kit caboodle. The 3 days plus the Twitch block party. Did another one of like another event that was at a local bar. So it was a good time. But man, oh man, is there a lot going on. So I'm good, just tired, need a vacation from my vacation. Luckily, it was in San
Yeah.
Diego, which is close to home. So it wasn't like I had to do a lot of traveling. Was fortunate enough to stay close by to the convention center. So I was able to save some money on that too. But it was a good time. Just
Oh,
need a
nice.
vacation from the vacation. Feeling good.
Anything super exciting being announced at TwitchCon? I don't know what usually gets announced. Do they announce anything there? Like new camera
No.
support or
Oh,
something? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. What was it? There was
Emojis.
something. No, there was something at the opening ceremony where the head honcho came out and he announced something. I just don't remember what it was. I
Oh.
don't know if it was like
Must have been a
had
real
something
big
to do
deal.
with. It was kind of, but I think it was just more so like they had a soft launch and people could test it, and then it was like this is like more official. Like okay, we've tested it in a select group, and now it's really a thing for everybody. So I just don't remember what it was, and that's why it wasn't like a big shock to me. I think it might have been like multi-streaming. It might have been like what we're
Streaming
doing now, like streaming with
together.
like streaming.
Oh,
Yes.
okay,
I think,
okay.
yeah, I think it might have been something like that. I don't know if you just Googled it, but if you did, thank you for the assist. But I think that's what it was, like something where like you could stream together, because before it was locked behind partnership. You had to be a partner before you could stream
Oh.
with somebody. And so now they made it so that it's for everyone, so everyone can collaborate. Because before, if you weren't a partner, you couldn't stream together, so to speak. Which is crazy because Mixer was a program that had it right away. Like you could automatically collaborate on streaming with people.
Oh, I didn't know Mixer had that. I remember hearing about
yeah.
Mixer when it came out.
Mixer had it right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, you didn't matter who you were. You could, if you wanted to partner up and stream with somebody, you could. Right. So if you were playing
Wow.
the same game, you could link it and say, "Hey, I'm playing with so and so." Put their little name in it, and then it would just be an easy like transition between both streams, and you could watch both perspectives at the same time. So it was just something that Mixer gave people right away, and I don't know why it took Twitch so long to do the same thing, because it helps communities collaborate and grow when you're doing it together rather than by yourself, and it makes it more seamless for
Yeah.
the viewers to watch both perspectives at the same time. So that's what it was, streaming together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I only knew it because when I was trying to log in, it said new, and it said that, and I was like, okay, get out of the way.
Yeah. Move.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was the big, I
that's
think,
cool.
that was the big platform announcement when it came to the nuts and bolts. Of course, there's other things going on like streamers hitting milestones and stuff like that. But like when it came to the nuts and bolts of the infrastructure, that was the big thing that they announced. Yep.
All right. You meet any other
Cool.
streamers that are like anybody would know that we would know? Maybe I don't know. I'm not a huge Twitch watcher, but Kyle watches some Twitch. Anybody big?
I'm saying this out
Besides-
loud. I don't care to do that.
Oh,
To chase
Yeah,
people
I
down
would figure
for the
you're
future.
networking. No. you
Yeah, but it wasn't to. There's people that go out there and try to collect the photos, right? They try to find the big
Uh-huh.
names and snap the photo and drop it on their social media. Like I don't. That's not me. I don't care for that. I don't know
Uh.
if it's me. I don't know if it's. I don't know. It's just not for me. But I was able to connect with one of the streamers that I had been looking to meet for the last like year or two. I didn't get a chance to meet him last TwitchCon to collaborate with or talk to about some ideas, but I was able to talk to him this year, and I was able to post that on socials and kind of talk to about some of the stuff that I'm interested in, mainly esports. So that was cool. That was really, really cool to talk to someone in the industry that has some pull, because he's a partner, about esports and what does it look like in the school district. It was kind of cool because he is from the same area that I grew up in. I kind of found him by happenstance. He's a Apex streamer. Started following him, being part of his community. We kind of learned throughout, like, hey, like, we've actually seen each other at different points in our lives and didn't even realize it was like ships passing in the night kind of stuff. So it was really, really cool. So I had to, yeah. So I had the opportunity this year to run into him. I kind of stalked him through his socials. It's like, hey, I'm at TwitchCon. If you guys come see me, it's like, oh, I know where that is. Like, let me like, I was trying to find him, so I did, and we talked about esports. And with me being locked into the school district, I was seeing if that was something he was interested in and giving back to his community, because he graduated from a local high school out here. And I'm like, man, it'd be really cool to see a streamer kind of give it back to their community in a different way, because esports in high schools and middle schools are becoming a very big deal. So I think it's an untapped area or zone of gaming that doesn't exist quite yet, is pushing it down into high schools and middle schools. You see it in colleges, obviously you see it at the pro level, but just like any other sport, where do you start? Ideally in high school, if not in middle school, finding like your love for basketball, soccer, football, whatever it is. So I think esports needs to start looking in that direction too. Is like, how do we procure the next talent?
Valid. I agree with that. That's solid.
Yeah,
Because,
Probably will.
esports
I
is a
mean,
thing.
Obviously, it is.
oh, absolutely, definitely a thing.
I just sold a game to the guy that runs the game. Well, I don't know if it's esports, but the gamer club at your school this weekend. I don't
Oh,
want to drop
nice.
his name, but yeah.
No, I hear you. No, yeah. That's cool. I'm glad to see that he is still pushing forward and getting the stuff for the kids. He actually invited me to an event that's happening October 3rd in a local county. Again, try not to dropping all that. I don't know where we're at with all that, like trying to doss each other or where we live. But
Right.
yeah, there's a big event happening for our county's educational department on October 3rd. So I think that's gonna be really cool to see
That's cool.
what our education in our county, like what they're looking at. If they're throwing a symposium, that means there's money that they see, and there's a vision and a purpose with esports. So it's really cool to know that it's coming down the pipe very quickly.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's really
I was
cool.
going to mention side note here. Alan has he's wearing a T-shirt of right there where he lives, talking about doxing.
Yeah, I'm nearby,
He's,
but
that's what I said. Right near where he lives. So it's just
As long
funny.
as it's not your home address, right?
yeah, that's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Let me stand up real quick.
Hey, this is it right here. Right. My bedroom
Social
window
security
is
number.
the top. Yeah, my bedroom window is the top left one. So you just want to come by and knock. Like, no. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Honestly, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Unless people know the exact location. But speaking into that, like Riverside County is having a huge symposium October 3rd. I don't know if it's open to the public. I know they pushed it out to some of the local schools and their coaches and their esports athletes. But October 3rd, there's a huge symposium that's going on out in Riverside County for Riverside County of Education. So I'll be attending that. and learning more about esports and what's the direction that we're going, because it should be cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'd love to see more done with esports, because I've seen it in the college, but not in the high school era. It's
getting there. I would say I'm being hopeful. Within the next 5 years, I could see kids earning Letterman's jackets for their school for participating in esports, right? Representing your school and, playing at, we're in California, so playing for CIF, like that governing board of sports. I can see them piloting something, at a low level, and kids earning, varsity letters, JV letters, and stuff like that for esports. I can see that within the next 5 years for sure. There's just too much money there. There's too much untapped money there. And another opportunity to get kids connected to schools, and that's all schools talk about, is how do they get kids to attend? And you have to make sure they have a connection to the school. And
just show up first of all.
Yeah, right. But if I can represent my school playing Super Smash Brothers, Street Fighter, Call of Duty, Madden, NBA 2K, whatever it is, like if I have another opportunity to connect to my school and represent my school and have school pride, I'm more likely to show up. And attendance equals money. So there's just a lot of untapped potential there.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Well, I wonder if those esports kids will have PlayStations. Do you think that'll be a thing? I don't think so.
No, yeah. At my school, they already have PlayStations. I think they have.
Oh, wow. Okay.
5, maybe 6 PlayStation 5s at my school already.
Dang.
I know predominantly they use a Nintendo Switch and they compete in Super Smash Brothers. But I know my school for sure has at least 5 PlayStation 5s for esports. And we used to have 10 or 12 PCs too for esports. Like my school was piloting a lot of those things. So we do have we do have some systems and access to things. So like I said, there's money there. It's just finding the people that want to lead it. And I think that's the hardest part, because it's individuals like us, the 32s and the 35s of the early 40s that are kind of into gaming, but it's the new teachers that are coming in, the new waves, the 23-year-olds or 25-year-olds. Those are the new wave of teachers that grew up on gaming. There's a lot of teachers that, a lot of my teachers are still teaching at the local schools where I'm at, and they're not interested in gaming. So it's that next wave of teachers. And that's why I said within the next 5 years, because those teachers that are, starting at 23, 24 will be, the 27, 28, 30-year-olds, 7-year teachers that will then start be pushing, like, I want to coach esports teams. That's why I say within the next 5 years.
Gotcha.
There's no way I could coach anybody in esports. I've never had that eye-hand coordination. I've never, I wouldn't know where to begin. If you want to play Paper Mario, I could coach you through that. But,
speed running.
yeah, maybe speed running. Yeah.
Thing. But that's what I see, and that's what I brought home from TwitchCon, that there is a huge gap in the talent that exists and the talent that is supposed to follow. I think that's a big missed opportunity that Twitch isn't hitting, and I'm sure that's by design, because the kids at that age, 13 and under, you're not even supposed to have an account. And then if I'm a streamer, I don't care if I have a bunch of 11, 10, 12-year-olds, 8-year-olds, kids that are in late elementary, early middle school in my stream, because they don't have money, they don't sub, they don't know, things like that. So I'm not trying to cater to that demographic, right? So I can see why that's not necessarily an area to push for quite yet. So
all right,
that makes sense.
All that from TwitchCon, believe it or not. All that from TwitchCon.
Hey,
probably not what you expected, but it's like that was my mission. I was seeing what is the esports scene. I mean, they love it for their content creators, but but as a coach and as an athlete, when you do those kind of things, how do you teach the next generation of talent? Because this talent will age out. Like the ninjas, the I don't know, all the other top streamers, they will eventually age out. There has to be the next ninja, right? There has to be the next so-and-so. But are we, or the people at the top, helping the people at the bottom push and bring those new talents in? We're not seeing. I just don't see that enough, or at all, honestly.
All right. Well, that's good to know, and a lot of good information there. But we're going to move on to the PlayStation Showcase now. Did you watch the showcase, Kyle?
No, I did not watch it.
Oh,
State of Play.
Well, yeah, State of Play.
I never really watch them. It just seems a little too drawn out. I'll watch the clips though, and like kind of follow as the updates get posted. I can't sit through it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I usually eyeball the trailers and stuff, like see what things pop out of the event.
I can't.
I don't usually
There's
sit
no
and
way I
watch the
can
whole
sit through
thing.
it. Yeah,
they're
there's
constantly
no
trying to
way.
hype stuff up, like we're doing, right? We're hyping it up. We got some stuff to hype up, I guess.
There's some cool stuff. Yeah, there's cool stuff.
There's some cool stuff. Well, I for one was excited for the Midnight Walk game because I've been playing with VR a lot on the PlayStation 5. So I'm curious about that, seeing how it's good. I don't know if you guys have looked into it at all. See if I can get a video up here in the background. But
No, but the claymation does sound cool.
because I like the VR that I've been enjoying the VR recently, and it kind of saddens me when I was looking into it that there really isn't a lot that is coming out like in the future. There's seems to be a lot that's announced, so it was nice to see a couple different things pop out. There was the Midnight Walk and the Metro game, and also Hitman was brought up as VR titles.
Oh, Awakening.
Yeah, the Aftermath, which I think it's just like an upscaling of it. Like I think it was a game that came out. I thought it was a game that came out in for PSVR 1, or I think it was just Hitman, and then they made it for VR.
Oh, Hitman. Yeah,
Hitman.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then now they're just because there's been a couple games that've been upgrading essentially for PSVR 2 because they made the great decision of not letting anything be backwards compatible. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's technical reasons.
Yeah, maybe.
But maybe that's
reasons.
more hopeful. Yeah, I was thinking money reasons. I will say, like, there's a couple games like No Man's Sky and Tetris has a purchasable upgrade, and I think Beat Saber are games that you can buy, like you just get an upgrade to the next one, which is good. But not every game does that. Like I just said, Tetris, you have to pay $10 to get the upgrade.
Oh,
But
yeah.
those three games,
Yeah,
like,
a lot of them are.
sprung out.
A lot of them are going that way. I mean, if you want to know a fun little thing, Fear the Spotlight, which wasn't one of the bigger ones, but it's like a horror game with PS1 graphics. I met the people that made it, the developers that made that game.
Oh wow!
Really? I mean, it says a game
Yeah.
from Blumhouse, which I'm assuming it's just
Yeah.
connected to them. Like,
Yeah,
it's
they're
like-
expanding. They were telling me about that company is expanding into video games because they're known for horror movies, but now they're expanding to video games. So this is one of their first ones, and it's a friend of mine who you guys have met, I think, and his brother is doing it, and they told me, like, his brother has worked on other video games and stuff, and it's always fun. I'm like nerding out, like sitting there listening, like, what you gotta tell me more. And so they were like in the crunch time though, and like my buddy was babysitting his brother's kids, so they couldn't really talk too much about the game, but it looked really cool. You're throwing it up there right now?
yeah, I just threw it up in the background while you're talking about it. Yeah, it
it's
does
like-
does look interesting. I mean, it's this is not it's not a VR title though, but still.
No.
I mean, I'm not even gonna look at it because it's not VR. No, but no, it looks really cool. This gives me like it almost like I get the Fatal Frame or the Silent Hill, vibe from
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does have like a more cartoony look, and maybe that's just because that's what they look like at those times. But I always feel like the Silent Hills,
Yeah.
they always really tried to be realistic, and this kind of definitely leans more
Well,
on a unique animation.
There was only the one Silent Hill on PS1, and it.
You're
I guess it was-
correct.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're all blocky looking. Every PS1.
Yeah, true.
game. It was just cool, like to like meet somebody that is working behind the scenes, and they were working like 7 days a week too, towards the end there.
The crunch is, I guess, still real. Huh?
Yeah, it's real. I mean, it's a job. It's overtime. And if it's their game too, right? Like they're in charge of it.
Maybe.
They're leading it. They had a small team of people, but it's like it's different when you're in charge and you're like, this has to get done. This is my livelihood, right? So
Right, this is all on you, kind of thing.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So that's just a cool little side note. Glad it got mentioned.
Yeah,
in
and
there.
I think that's a cool aspect too. But I'm with Alan. Like with that style, does it take away from how scary it could be? Because we were talking about Blumhouse, right? They're into like visually pleasing movies, and then they choose this
Right.
route. Like why not try to go for the hyper realism? So I was wondering, like, well, where did that, or is it more so like we didn't want to put a bunch of money into this game? We want to take a risk, but not
probably.
that big of a risk, right? Because to build a game at that hyper realism, that's a lot of money, right? And it's like we're a movie company. I don't know if our games will go well, so let's start small, and then if we do well, then we scale up. Because I'm just
Right.
thinking the same
I
thing
think
with
so.
Alan's, like they're very established when it comes to horror movies, right? Is that a thing? They're established.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Blumhouse for sure. They made Megan, Black Phone, I think it's what it's called. There's a couple others that of course I'm not going to think of anything right now. But yeah, they've made quite a few because they're also really big at the horror nights, which I'm going to be going to.
Oh, cool. We'll have some
Yeah,
of
so
those.
they have a
mazes
whole
and
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, the mazes and everything. Wow, first thing you search upon. But yeah,
Yeah,
and that's-
I think you nailed it, Chris. Like it probably was a smaller budget and way shorter development time, right? And we've talked about some of the other big games that have failed recently, like Concord, where it was in development for 8 years. It's like, dude, like no one wants to sink that much money into a game and time and be like, oh yeah, never mind, So
Yeah.
this does. It seems like a cool way to just like dip your toe into that market, and there is a market for it, obviously, right? There's tons of horror games. Like the horror game scene is crazy. So
there's so many of them too. It's crazy. They also did Five Nights at Freddy's. I forgot about that.
Oh right, they did make that movie. That is correct. Yeah.
the movie.
The movie.
We did a review on it.
But
Whenever-
on they're coming out with Speak No Evil. It came out already on September 13th. Spark, kick off the holiday season.
Oh my gosh, holiday.
But they have a whole tab focused on
Oh, the movie.
for the game, Fear the Spotlight. I just saw it on there. There's a whole games tab on their website, which is pretty cool. They're really
Very
pushing
nice.
into it.
Oh yeah, I
really
can
nice.
see that. Yeah, that they want to do it.
So I mean,
Um,
the plan is right, and this is me speculating. But the plan is, if this does take off, this game gets a little bit of traction. 5 years from now, it gets a remaster. Then you get the PS3 graphics.
Yeah.
Then another 5 years, you get another the remaster.
Yeah, that is
Oh, they're
an
just playing
interesting
the game.
idea. That's an interesting idea. Remastering these games that are designed to look old. That'll be an interesting time.
Look at all the remasters that were announced. There were several.
There were a few. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
we
that's
got
enough. And
yeah.
Legacy of Kain, the Soul Reaver. 1 and 2 combined. You got the Lunar 1 and 2. Horizon, the PS4 game.
Technically, the Sonic and Shadow game is a remake in some regards.
Horizon Zero Dawn got a remake. The game is a what? How do you remake that game?
Yeah.
It got a Lego remake. Is that what that is?
Remastered.
No.
It's getting
No,
remastered.
there's a Horizon.
Oh, it's
Zero
remastered.
Dawn
Okay.
Remastered. It's like why? What do we? Huh?
Gotta look
Wow.
extra pretty for the
Optimal
PS5.
performance.
I didn't
But
realize that
it'll
they're
be
selling it over.
at only a $10 upgrade that the people who got it for free on the PlayStation Plus won't get access to. Just
God.
Yes,
as
of
usual.
course.
'Cause that's what usually happens.
I mean, they did it with they did it with the Last of Us multiple times.
Are they
And
giving
then-
us Dead Space again too?
They already did.
They're giving us again?
They
It's on there,
remastered
like-
Dead Space. Another one.
my. Yeah, it's on the list that Alan shared. There's Dead Space on there. I don't know what they're doing with it, but it's there.
Is it like the second one?
Nope. Just says Dead Space, the original.
Well,
They
it's
were-
just,
they
oh,
just
it is right there.
Crazy. That is crazy to me. That they're
Oh,
doing these-
I wonder if they're being. I'm gonna click. I don't know. Was it only on Xbox before? Did it come to PlayStation before? I think so.
The Dead Space remake? It should have.
I thought it was no. He's talking about originally. I think originally it was everything. I don't think it was an Xbox
Yeah,
exclusive.
it was everything. No, it was
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't an exclusive originally.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, to be honest. Huh.
Or has it not? I thought it already came out. Maybe it just hadn't come out yet.
For what, PlayStation?
The remake, the Dead Space remake.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm just
No,
looking
yeah,
at
it came
the
out
list
last
now.
year. Maybe
What
the
is
sequel's
happening?
coming out.
And
That's
I thought
weird.
isn't Alan Wake 2 already out or what is
That's a
happening?
DLC.
right?
That's a DLC
whew.
update.
Okay, thank you. Good. And then they get the TMNT. Oh my gosh! All right,
That's
all right,
another
hold on.
More
DLC.
DLC.
We're going
Well,
back
the
to
big
Shredder's Revenge. I was gonna bring that up because yes,
Who's-
I'm excited
Yeah.
for that. I don't care. I'm gonna go back. I went like last time. I'll go back
yeah.
again.
I'll
I
go
keep
and
going
play
back.
it.
They keep bringing me back. It's a fun game. That is a game that I can get
I'll play
behind.
that game with you.
Yeah, we
But
can play that
only
game.
on
We
Switch.
Mm,
Wah,
Honestly,
wah,
I actually
wah.
play that one on Switch because the trophies were broken on PlayStation for a while when I was playing it, and it was bothering me. So I ended up playing majority on Switch. Because honestly, it's a game that you don't really need to have anything crazy. So, because the graphics,
I have it on PlayStation as well.
Yeah, I had
So
it on
I'm
both,
down.
too.
I'm down for either one.
I have a couple friends that will not play on Switch. I don't know. What do you call people who won't play on Switch, Kyle? Do you have a name for them? A term?
Normal people.
At least you recognize it's a normal
Normies.
Yeah,
thing.
normies.
Shoobies. They're shoobies.
I mean,
Which-
last time
Switch 2 is
last time
coming
I
out.
tried to play that game, that's not been announced. Everyone keeps saying it is, but there's no official announcement.
Gotta be coming out any minute now.
Yeah, any day. So last time I tried to play on Switch, I couldn't connect with anybody on the Turtles game, unfortunately.
I don't think anybody. I
Surprise,
I
surprise.
honestly don't think a lot of people are playing anymore. I think it's kind of run its course.
Well, I think
I was
this'll
playing a
bring-
lot.
This will have I bet people are playing it right now because the DLC's
Yeah.
out. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Of course.
It's just a at this point, it's a long distance co-op or couch co-op. Long distance couch
Yeah.
co-op. You gotta
course.
phone a couple friends to jump in the lobby with you.
Yeah, which I ain't doing that. I am pretty
my
excited for. I mean, we were talking about remasters, the Lunar series, and we'll talk about a little bit more about why I'm excited about it. But remember, the first couple games are coming back. I'm just hoping they put it on like a physical disc or Switch cart. But the
I've
Lunar
never seen
Remastered
these-
Collection. Lunar?
No, sorry. I just saw that they're predicting that YouTube had. There's all these crazy things on here. I thought maybe it was things I searched before, but no, there's like weird shit on. Anyway, sorry. No, I don't know about Lunar. I mean, I've seen like images of it in the past because I know I've seen it, like cases of it or something. But I don't think I've ever touched
Final
it.
Fantasy. We've seen Final Fantasy before. We've seen this before.
That's
I'm
a
watching the
remaster
gameplay.
collection.
I've seen Final
predates
Fantasy
it.
before.
It
Does it really?
predates. Well, not the original Final Fantasy, but
Lunar, is it sci-fi? Is it sci-fi or is this
kind of. It's like Chrono Trigger ish.
What would that be?
Yeah, all of the
Medieval
above.
Sci-fi, because I'm seeing dragons and
Yeah.
mages
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
So that's what
I guess you could call it that. It's a cool series to see brought back. Deserves a remaster. Now, the Legacy of Kain, the Soul Reaver, that one's a little surprising.
Yeah, because I remember that being an issue, right? Like it wasn't that great. Or is it?
Yeah,
is
it's
it
pretty
really?
mid. It's a couple sevens. Legacy of Kain 1 and 2. Yeah, that one's surprising. And there, maybe I guess. What do you think? Sony? Do they have it? That's coming out on Xbox.
Maybe they
too.
own it. Yeah, maybe they're just. Well, this is coming out on Xbox too. So yeah, must not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's like a platforming, a 3D game. Started on the PS1, but yeah, I won't be playing those unless they. Because it's just remastered. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never played them. I like. There is something about these types of graphics. I don't know. They always get me. Like even on like the Skyrim VR is not as graphically. It's definitely an older game, but there's something about it. It usually hooks
It's a
me pretty well.
Solid 7. Those games. So maybe they clean
Yeah.
up the controls a little bit. It's a little clunky, but yeah, maybe if it's cheap enough. But these things
Well, I
aren't.
know-
It's going to be full price.
Yeah, but I don't. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Those graphics, even remastered, is still a bit of a turnoff. Right? It's that weird middle ground.
Yeah.
If you go
Oh,
far
I
enough,
agree.
like you go far enough back to the 8-bit, it's like it feels nostalgic, and then it's like you're remastering this stuff. It just seems lazy. Right? It's like you either give me the old or the new. When you try to do that happy medium, it's like I don't like it. It's like the old Tomb Raider games. It's like I don't like those remasters
Yeah.
because it remastered, but it doesn't remaster enough to make it feel like it's not
Yes.
dated.
Yes.
Right? It's
Agreed.
still super dated, and like no one like we didn't love those graphics. We just loved them because that's all we had. You know,
I don't know.
Like,
They have a soft
exactly.
spot for me because I actually was thinking about getting the Django Fett game just because it looks like that. I'm glad it looks like that. There's something about it that triggers something in my brain that I really enjoy. So
like
I
the
kind of
I
like
get
it.
that.
Perfect Dark, like the Perfect
Yeah,
Dark
like the
graphics,
perfect dark, stuff like that.
the GoldenEye graphics. You love that, the old Turok. Like
There's
those
something
graphics?
about it. Yeah, it triggers something in my brain that I really enjoy.
Yeah, but have you sat down and played all the way through one recently?
Well, I was talking about Skyrim a minute ago because it's pretty polygonal.
But that's
But
a little bit.
it's a little more recent. I understand that. I know I have, but I haven't. I gotta think.
That's a couple generations past what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
by the
the-
way,
I mean, I play
Breezy
Mario.
says
I play
she
Mario
can't hear
64
anything on
consistently.
Twitch.
Say what?
Breezy said she can't hear nothing on Twitch.
God. All right. Well, that's
a
great.
heads up.
We're doing this again.
Oh,
We'll
'cause
keep
you-
talking
Yeah, and
while you
that's
tinker
Well, at
around.
least we're recorded, but
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, keep going. I'll see if I can figure it out real quick.
Okay, but like I said, I don't know about those graphics, man. I
Yeah,
I
no, I'm with-
tried. I think I think a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, I
Uh-huh.
tried to go back and do Ape Escape because that was one of the
Oh,
games I
yeah.
really liked playing on.
Sure.
But just the graphics, those graphics, it hurt me to see them. Like, and the game's good. The first Ape Escape is fantastic. It was like one of those hidden gems. It's one of those cult classics. Like it was almost like was it Super Monkey Ball? Those games when
Yeah.
they first came out,
Those
like they weren't widespread, but like it was just like, oh, those are really fun games for what they were. But those graphics, they just hurt. They hurt me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I think I played maybe 2 or 3 streams
Yeah.
of
It
it,
just made
and
you sad.
so sad. Like so
Yeah.
very sad.
I don't know. I'm. It depends on the game, right? So recently, not too long
Negative.
ago. Well, for me, it does. No, I hear
Okay.
what you're saying because there's some like I can't go back to GoldenEye. That just it looks awful, it plays awful. It's by today's standards, it's an awful game. Did it pave the road for first person shooters? Absolutely, but there's no going back unless. And they've tried to remake it. I think even dating back to like PS3, they've had like remakes with GoldenEye in the title. But it's just, you can't capture that again. Good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's just, and to think about it, I forgot that GoldenEye was a first-person shooter on a single
Yeah.
joystick. Like how?
Yeah.
And that
like,
was
how,
nuts.
strafing.
how do we?
You're
Yeah.
just
How do we manage?
strafe.
Like how did we manage that? I completely
Strafe.
forgot about that. And when they try to bring it back, and I think they put it on
Strafe.
Xbox, right? There was a point in time where it came back to.
Yeah, it was
I
in
believe
the,
it came to. I believe it came to Xbox, the Game Pass at one point in time, wasn't it?
It was in the
Perfect
rare
Dark, or are you
replay.
talking about? Yeah, it was in the rare
Yeah.
replay.
Yeah, and like I tried to play it, I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, oh yeah, we only had one joystick at the time.
And you could
Like,
just
how-
strafe left and right.
Well, that, and then you had like the stop, and then it was like that, like what's it called? It was Space Invader, like a Space Invader to aim type situation. I completely had
Awful.
forgotten about that. It's completely awful. Like that wasn't.
Unplayable. Yeah.
And yet,
There
it was
was,
the greatest game of its generation.
Yeah. Half of those games on that replay are like unplayable because of the controls to me.
Yeah, I will say that was the one thing about like Jango Fett when it was coming out. That was the first thing I was waiting for, is to hear if they did a control update, which they did. Thank God. I don't own it, but from what I've been hearing is they actually updated the controls, because those controls
What are you
were
talking about?
awful.
Is it the Bounty
Jango
Hunter
Fett.
one?
Yeah, the Bounty Hunter game. Yeah, sorry. Bounty
That
Hunter
game was
for
actually fun.
GameCube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game was actually really fun. That game was really fun.
You picked
Yeah,
the
but they
GameCube
just
one?
remade it or remastered it. It's on PlayStation. I think it's on Xbox too. I think
It's on all of
it's
it.
on everything.
Yeah.
on everything.
Hmm.
But
I did.
they at least revamped
missed
the
that one.
controls, which is
I
good.
didn't know that, but that game was really good. I do remember that.
Yeah, that is
game
a fun
being
one.
That was a one of those hidden treasures, especially with like all the good Star Wars games that were coming out at the time, with the pod racing and things like that. So that one was that's a good game. I agree with that one. I'll give you that.
Did you want to talk about Monster Hunter a little bit there, Chris?
Oh my
'Cause we haven't
god, I can
mentioned
talk
it
about.
yet.
I can take a whole podcast talking about Monster Hunter.
They
Let's
announced
not it.
the
Buckle
next
in.
Monster Hunter title.
They finally gave us a date. They talked about it a year ago, 2 years ago, but they finally gave us a date. Those sly dogs. I was waiting for it. I'm already putting in for work those days because I'm not going to be
As
at
we
work.
speak.
I am putting in my absences. I'm calling in sick. Like I have to be there for that. And it's a Friday too, so it's going to be a long weekend for me. It's February 28th. I'm going to take that Friday, maybe that Thursday, Friday. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm excited because of just the sheer size of the game. Every Monster Hunter, I believe, that was created, you'll see a monster from that roster. So the library of weapons, the library of armors that you can create, and my favorite part about the game is just collecting. I usually play Great Sword in my job, and what I love to do is having every monster's sword. So if there's a great sword for you, I make it. Even if I don't use it, it's just in the collection. It's like, it feels like I just have a trophy. Like, that's how I feel. Like, yep, I have that monster. Yep, I have his sword. I got their sword. Working on theirs. Like, it's not necessarily the armors for me. It's like the weaponry and the idea
Trophies almost.
Yeah, and it's just like when you're in a lobby and you just start pulling out different swords just for the fun of it. You're just flexing with different ones. Like, I got that one too. Oh, I got that one too. So that's huge for me because it's gonna fill my completionists. Like, it's gonna scratch that itch. Just like, okay, now I gotta hunt this monster down because I gotta make their weapon. And it's a terrible weapon, but at the end of the day, I have it, and I can show it off. I hope there's a mechanic in the game where you have maybe like your own tent and you could just display some stuff. I guess that would be really, really cool if they have some sort
Animal
of
Crossing.
Yeah, something like a home thing, right? Or people can come in and they can see all the stuff that you have displayed around your room. I think that would be
otter
fantastic.
people? Do they have otters now? I know they have the cats. These look like otter people.
Oh my gosh, I love all the little companions. Because I see the new mount system too.
Yeah, look at that.
Cool.
There's like an otter, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Is that the deal breaker for you, Alan?
I'm gonna get it now. I just pre-ordered it.
The otter in there.
You see the cute little guys? Got it. No, and then
Sold.
Like, it's. I'm excited for it. It's one of those games that, if I want to talk about my staple games that turned me into a gamer, it was definitely Monster Hunter on the PlayStation. It's one of those staple games that created my love for just, I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and hunt, or I'm going to skip school. Like, I missed the bus. Oops, let me just stay home and play games. I'm sick. I want to stay home. Like, it was part of that generation, that generation of my gaming career, that it was the game that I really started saying, like, I think about this game way too much. Like, I'm in math class and I'm still thinking about my hunt. Like, that's a problem. that is a borderline addiction to the game, and I love this addiction to this game. So that's where I was, and just grinding it out, fighting the same monster 15-20 times in a row just to get one piece so that you could make the weapon or the armor was enjoyable. It didn't seem daunting. It didn't seem like a crazy task. So again, I could talk about this all day long because it's literally my favorite game series.
Yeah, and so last time we were discussing a little bit that Monster Hunter World was like a little bit more, it was easier than the previous ones, but still kind of kept a lot of the difficulty. But then you mentioned that Rise kind of brought it down to the casual level. Do you think that this one's going to tip it back a little bit to World? Or are we going to get a little easier like Rise? Okay, so you think it's just going to bring back the difficulty?
I think it's just going to be an expanded version of Worlds, because Worlds was a fantastic game. I don't think there was ever anyone that played Monster Hunter or was part of the Monster Hunter community. Right?
It's not exclusive, right?
It shouldn't be, no.
No.
Okay, maybe it's just because of this video. It just says PlayStation 5. That's all it says. I don't know.
No. I mean, I have a PlayStation 5, and I'll knock the dust off for sure.
Early release.
Yeah, maybe early release on PlayStation 5, so that maybe they got the exclusivity. But all the other Monster Hunters are on like Steam. You can play on the computer. You can definitely.
No,
play on Xbox,
it says we'll be arriving on everything. You're good.
Okay.
PS5, Xbox, and PC.
Okay. Yeah.
You're
so
good.
Okay. All right. I think this
trailer scares me.
For them. Yeah, for them, they just said this is for us. But realistically, it's like, no, everybody will get it.
Yeah.
Now the question is it crossplay?
They better make it. They better make it that way, especially with the way the
they
game's
really
going to
do.
be the
They need
size.
to.
They have to. There's no way that you have to. With the way games are now, it's the only way.
It would only
Ugh.
it'd only be beneficial for them.
I'm seeing some confirmations for crossplay too. So Reddit, I don't know, it's on Reddit though, but I'm seeing some stuff, some buzz about it.
All right,
so
Switch, here I come.
Stop.
Okay, well, it's not coming for the Switch.
It's
going to
look like
though.
It's going to look like a Wii game.
Doesn't say that.
No, he's got to dumb down the graphics, so it looks like.
bring it
PS2
down
graphics.
a little bit.
No, Game Boy Advance.
It's just
They're gonna pull
it's
back.
a turn-based RPG now at this point on the Switch.
I feel like I don't know. I'd love to see it on Switch. My biggest thing with Monster Hunter is I feel it does work really good as in a handheld. I feel like Monster Hunter worked really well in a handheld, and I think that's kind of why Rise came out the way it did.
Yeah.
Was kind of trying to bring that back, but at the same time, like you've said, Chris, you dumb down the difficulty. They didn't do that on the other handheld versions, so I don't know why they would do that. But whatever. Anyways, I'm glad it's crossplay though. That'd be nice. That means you could play on your PC.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to play on a computer. I want all the lovely pixels. I want all of the lovely pixels. I want the game to look. I want to feel like I'm inside the game. If I can get it in VR, I would try it for sure. If there was a game I would love to try in VR, would be lugging around a greatsword in VR. That would be fantastic.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome. Very hard to play, I'm sure. Like, I don't know how that would work with the movement, but the idea behind that would be great.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. You'd probably be like a game where you just play it in VR, but it plays the same. So like it's not like full VR. That'd be the best way to do it. So you have you have the best controls and all that, but
yeah. But they do the augmented reality because there used to be a one on like the phone. There used to be like a Pokemon Go version of it on the phone type situation. So there is they're messing with the augmenting of the reality type situation. So I don't see if they can just scale that up a bit. And I think that would be cool to try in VR. I could see that being like just a scale up from what they're already doing when it comes to augmenting reality. But yes, I'm excited. Right. I think it's going to be an extension of World. I don't think it's going to be any dumbed down. I feel like it's actually going to be a little bit harder because the catalog is going to grow, which means the game is going to extend its life, which means there's just more time you have to put into it to complete it. So that gives it a little bit more of the grindy nature that already exists in the game. But I'm super excited to attack it.
And I think in World they kind of stepped back the difficulty a little bit, and then they spiked it back up with the DLC, right? The ice something, because I didn't get it because I heard about that and that scared me, so I decided not to get the DLC. But
out of fear,
appreciate the honesty.
Nice.
But I am curious. I really enjoyed my time with Monster Hunter World when I did play it, so I am interested in returning there, and I've thought about going back for the ice. I can't remember what it was right now. The ice DLC. Iceborne.
Yeah.
But I haven't found the cojones, if you will, to put myself in that situation. Either way,
Elden Ring, and yet that's too much.
I don't. I'm not
Whether
a huge
or not
fan
you
of
had help,
games.
you did it. Oh.
Yeah. I have to get Chris to help me out. Is there a crossplay on that one either? There's not, is there, at World?
I don't think World has a crossplay.
Ecosystem.
Yeah, it is. But I do have it on Xbox and I have it on PC, so I'm not opposed to dropping into a hunt.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to talk about with this PlayStation show? Anything else itching at the back of your head? Dynasty Warriors, Kyle. Anything? You ready to dive back into that historical?
Always.
Fantasy.
Yeah, and Origins. It kind of hints that it'll go back to the beginning. Kind of. Hopefully, it looks very gritty, which is not like. I wasn't always into Dynasty Warriors for the realism. I was into it for the corniness and the thousands of people I get to slaughter. So it looks cool. I'll try it when it goes on sale.
Yeah, that was the one thing when I got a PS4 and even a PS5. I've been meaning to try a Dynasty Warriors game again because that was the one thing about the games on the old consoles is there was just. It felt like it was a game that felt like it needed so much more to really help it. And so I was hoping with the newer consoles and stuff it would really add, which it does look pretty impressive. Because I played like Fire Emblem Warriors and things like that, but even on Switch, but it's Switch, so you're gonna have people coming in and out of frame and stuff like that consistently. So this looks pretty
Yeah.
cool. I'm interested to see how much you really feel like you're in a war or a crazy battle. That guy was that Long
Yeah.
Buck or Lobu or something like that. I don't know.
Lubu? Yeah, of course.
Lubu.
You know they
Was
put
that Lubu?
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
they put
Is
Lubu
that him?
in there. That's the guy. You know that. Always, he's in all of them. Yeah, I mean,
I know,
it's
he's
like
great.
Dynasty Warriors. I
That
would
actually
like
didn't look
to
so
see,
great though
like,
when you looked at them. Those graphics weren't that appealing, to be completely honest. Like
I would like to see like
gotta get back to
500
it.
enemies on screen at once. Like that's.
That looks kind of dated.
Kind of getting at.
Maybe it is supposed to be a little cartoony. I don't know. That looks when you get up close.
Is it coming out for PS4 or is it PS5 only?
PS5. Yeah, PS5.
Yeah, it's PS5, but I'm with you. I'm watching the trailer. It doesn't. Maybe you
Weird.
had this. I mean, you scale the graphics max because of what's happening all
Yeah.
around you. But I don't know if I agree with that because we've seen games on larger scales have fairly high quality, resources and graphics. But I'm with you. When he made that move, when he jumped on that guy's head, I'm like, oh, that looked like I was watching PlayStation 3. Like, what happened there? Like, did we lose some
Mhm.
frames? Like, what like,
Mhm.
was that supposed to happen?
Exactly. I think it. Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna stick to the bread and butter, but maybe it's took a little bit longer to make because it's on PS5. Maybe because it's on the Xbox Series S, it's holding it back. I don't know.
Wow.
That's what they say. You have to
okay.
dumb it down for the Series S. Who knows?
Mhm.
I'll
I
get
don't
it
know, yeah.
on sale.
Get it on sale.
Pick
All
up
right,
at the
you
thrift
got
store.
it. You heard it here. It looks like a wait for a sale.
Yep,
But
wait for
okay,
a
well.
sale.
Oh, I didn't even say that. That Pal World was launched on the PS5. My son was super excited for it. I know that Chris said he played it for a bit. I don't know if he still plays it or even. You were running a server for a while, right?
I was
So-
running a server for a while, but I know for sure I ran the server or started running the server too early in the game's conception. Like there was just mechanics in the game that did not jive well with multiple people doing multiple things all of the time. Your pals did not like that.
Oh.
They were constantly tired. They were always hungry. They were always depressed. They didn't like, the constant movement because the server was always on. That means they were always working, and the game just hadn't, what's it called? Not redefined, but they hadn't refined that process yet. To like, how does our game work with multiple people operating all the time, kind of thing? Because a lot of those Pokemon whoopsies. A lot of those pals, they're coming for me next.
Yeah.
All of those, a lot
You're
of
on
those
the
pals
list.
are in an autonomous movement. Like they're automated, right? They're just drones. So the game just had a certain algorithm, and they were just drones, and they didn't account for all the other factors in the game because it was early on. The game actually released earlier than it was supposed to. Because I heard they were running out of money, so they had to release it earlier in their early access state.
Yeah.
Because they just had to get the game out because the game was in development for a while. They had been developing for a really, really long time, and they dropped it way earlier than they wanted to. But
They must have
Game's
made
great.
it back though.
yeah, because
Oh yeah.
the
Sure.
game skyrocketed as soon that game was the hottest thing since sliced bread when it was released. Like everyone
When it
loved that
released,
game.
yeah.
I
Oh
know.
my gosh, people love the game.
My son was coming out to me just like, hey, how do I play this game? And we don't have an Xbox, so we don't have a PC. So I'm like, you gotta wait for it to come back to PS5. That's what you gotta do. So he
You
was,
don't.
as soon as I told him, he was coming out here asking me to buy it. But I was just like, your birthday's coming up, so he's waiting for somebody to get it for his birthday now. So
Oh,
we'll see
nice.
what happens. But I'm curious about it. Is there like a
Good.
single player, or is it just like an online?
No, you
Living
can play by
world.
yourself. No, you can play by yourself, and it
Like
ran...
gym badges or anything?
No, see that's the thing. They didn't have things like that, other than it. I guess it leaned more toward like Ark, where there was different spires, and you would go into a spire and you would fight. Like, like I don't know if you ever played Ark. But you go into a spire and you have to fight like a boss dinosaur kind of situation.
Okay.
So that was how Power
I like
World
that.
went. There were certain pals that were in different like gyms or spires that you would go into that were high level pals, and you would have to take your pals in there to fight it and then capture it. So it wasn't necessarily like a gym battle, but there's different boss pals throughout the game at different levels, right? So there's like a level 10, level 15, 20, 30, all the way up to like 50 or something like that. So the goal was to get strong enough, more and more pals, and you're able to capture all the boss pals. That was the goal of the game.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
cool.
Asked her
It's a
about
great
DLC,
game.
I think. Yeah, but I think that's about it. Oh, do you really care about the Ghost of Tsushima too?
No.
Okay. All right. I think we're good. I think we've gone over anything we've really cared about in this direct. Is there something that you guys really want to talk about?
Lego Fortnite, duh. It's amazing. Yeah, I don't know
Lego
what they were
Fortnite?
announcing. Yeah, Lego Fortnite.
Yeah,
What
it's actually pretty cool. I played it
Yeah.
for a bit on Fortnite.
Yeah.
What
And I tried to get people.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. Like, believe it or not, like it's actually a very good, solid
I
survival
believe it.
game.
Survival game. Yeah.
But no.
And that was back. I was playing it like half a year to a year ago, around when it came out.
Mhm.
And it was pretty solid. I'm sure they've added a ton of stuff since then already.
Oh yeah.
They're really trying to get
Oh,
it
absolutely.
live.
What's the announcement for? They talked about it
I don't
today?
know.
I don't know. I just
Oh,
saw it
no
on the
idea.
list.
Yeah, it's just on
Which
the
means
list.
But it's Fortnite. They upgrade and update, and they have a license for virtually everything. So I can only imagine. And then, of course, Lego has everything Lego, right? Everybody, every celebrity, every TV show has a Lego set. So the world is their oyster. They can literally put whatever they want in their game because it's already a Lego. It's like I have a Funko Pop for everything. So it's just, I can only imagine what they
Yeah.
decided to do. You know what I mean? I can only imagine what they did to the game, and they can literally add whatever they want because they own Star Wars. They can do Marvel. They can do freaking Transformers. They could do whatever they want in Lego form because it already exists. So I just thought it was cool to see it on the list because, like Alan said, that means it's growing, and it should be growing, just like Fortnite continues to grow and
Oh.
develop. So it's cool to see.
It's split screen.
Yeah.
Split screen mode is coming.
Oh,
to it.
that's what they added. Nice. That's pretty good.
What?
I mean, the Rock Band stuff on there is really good too. I was playing that as well. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that. Really fun. Don't laugh
No,
at me.
I'm laughing at Chris.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that made the PlayStation State of Play split screen.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
wasn't split screen always a thing? Like,
Yeah.
why is that like that's announcement worthy? That is showcase worthy. Split screen.
They're
Like,
just
all right.
shoving everything in here because they want you to forget the fact that it's going to be $700 to get a PS4 Pro, PS5 Pro. Trying to get you to forget that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they
wanna
didn't talk
buy
about that, did they?
Play all these games.
Yeah, don't let you.
I think they did. They did
don't let
discuss
distract
it.
you with the propaganda.
I don't remember exactly what they said about it. So this is all the games lists that we were looking at, but they did mention that there was some special technology with it. I don't know, but
They talked
Off the
about
top
the
of my
price
head.
though.
they talked that at $700. They probably didn't say it again. But it
Oh, I
just-
will say the PlayStation Anniversary console looked really good.
Yeah.
The anniversary
Yeah,
console,
it-
that gray, that old PlayStation 1 gray with that. Oh my god, that finish was
With
just
the
I'm like,
color?
oh, you,
The color
yeah.
button with like pink and green buttons. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, you dirty dogs. You knew what you were
No.
doing. It's like,
Yeah.
here's a $700 console. Oh, you don't want to pay the $700 console, but here's an anniversary edition of this one. You're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I got to get that. Like, I almost
It looked-
considered buying it because it looks so good.
It does look very clean. I'm on the. I think I'm gonna get or try to get the controller. I think I'm gonna try to get a controller. I think the
Oh, yeah, you
controller
get the
itself looks
controller.
really good. So that's what I think I'm probably gonna get. Maybe the Edge
That'll
if
be
I'm
easier to
feeling
get.
really spicy. But
Mm.
but anyways,
Yeah.
did you want to do your game tonight, Kyle? You said you had a game that was.
Yeah. We could do. We could
Wanna
do it quickly.
quick? All
Yeah.
right.
So we'll do a little duel of rates here. You guys are gonna
Cool.
guess
Little duel of rates.
the prices of some random games that I pulled up. And gosh, yeah.
Get
Um,
eBay up now.
Yeah, Giddy. Go ahead. Yeah, you know what?
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
Kidding.
I'm not gonna cheat.
I'm using, just so you, for your reference, I'm using pricecharting.com,
Alright.
so you can't use that. So that would be downright, that would be flat out cheating. I'm going to throw out some games kind of based on the state of play that we just talked about. And most of these will be retro. We'll go back and forth. You guys guess the price, and whoever gets closest without going over will get the points. All right.
Alrighty.
I'm ready.
Here we go. So we'll let's see which order I want to do. We'll start with the Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut on PS5. Now I'm going to go off of complete in box price, meaning it comes with everything. If it had a manual, it comes with a manual, not the brand new price. So this is if you were to buy Ghost of Tsushima director's cut on the PlayStation 5 physical copy. We'll start with you, Chris. How much do you think that would cost in today's market?
In the box, complete set.
Yeah, just the director's cut. Just a game,
110.
probably just the game in the box.
No, does it have the
Maybe it had a
DLC?
manual.
Does it have the DLC or no?
Good question. Good question.
I believe the director's cut did, but don't quote me.
Okay, then you're probably looking at least 120 then. I'm thinking 120.
120
No,
for Chris.
can't be.
What?
Like, no,
A
there's
box?
no way,
Yeah.
right?
So,
You're telling me
so
it's
let me
under
clarify.
80
This
bucks?
isn't the
This is Ghost
special
of
edition.
Yeah,
This is
Ghost
just
of
the
Tsushima.
This is just the
Popular
director's
game. They made a
cut.
ton of them, I'm sure. I'm going like $30.
30.
$30.
Oh, $30 used, right? We're
Yep.
talking used.
Yeah, used, but
Used?
comes with the case, the original case.
The original case.
Oh,
This
so we're
goes to
talking
Tsushima
like-
though. PS5.
Yeah,
This is PS4, right?
The PS5 version. They made a
PS5
PS5
version. Okay.
copy.
I don't know, man.
yeah.
I'm
You
sticking
want
with
to change
like.
your number?
Yeah, there were.
Chris?
Then yeah.
It had to be mass produced, right?
65.
65 for Chris and Alan. You're sticking with 30.
I'm sticking with 30 because it's not over 65, and we're doing Price is Right rules, right? So
We're doing without going over.
okay, all right. So I'm keeping my 30.
All right. The winner of this round is Alan with $30 because the current price is $39.45.
Oh, I thought it was 30.
Really?
Okay.
I
damn.
thought he had it right. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So yeah, it's about $40 for that game for the director's cut. If you want just the base game on PS4, it's about $18. And then, Chris, I think you might have been thinking of the collector's edition on PS4. That goes for about $300. Complete with
God.
comes with all sorts of goodies and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not.
that's
I'm
why-
not, actually, I was gonna say I'm
that's-
not crazy. I know it gets wild.
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
It's a Wild West. It's gunslinging.
Wild on these streets.
Well, that's why
As
you got to
quickly as
buy
it changes.
you got to buy those collector's edition early on because they only go up in price. Like it's a weird market. Anyways, they mentioned Sonic. We didn't talk too much about it, but
Sonic.
there is yep. So I picked Sonic and Knuckles for the Sega Genesis, and Alan, you get to go first this time because Chris went first.
CIB? I don't know. What is it? What's the term?
Yes, complete in box.
Complete
Sonic and Knuckles.
Inbox Sonic and Knuckles right now during Sonic Fever. And we had that fantastic
Yeah,
show that
yeah.
came out recently. So we created a Knuckles Fever, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that show that didn't
terrible.
bomb.
I think Chris highly recommended it. I think it's going to be doing a marathon on Nickelodeon from the last I saw soon. Weird
What, like
side
all
fact.
6 episodes?
All 6 episodes. Man, that's a hard one. I want to say 120.
Ooh.
120?
Complete
for
in
Alan?
case with
system is it?
manual Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
right?
with the manual.
Oh,
Sega Genesis, Sonic and Knuckles.
That might be really high, but
Yeah.
I already said it.
You said what? In the
I said
hundreds? You're
120.
crazy.
I said
Yeah,
120.
So
Yeah,
120.
And I could say
Crazy.
$1 and be closest without going over.
You
but I'm
could,
not gonna
yeah,
do
at
that.
this
I want to
point.
be. I want to be right, as close to as right as possible. I think that's gonna be. Yeah, with Sonic Fever, Sonic and Knuckles on the Genesis. Is this that's the disc, right?
No, this is the cart. This was the one that had the cart where you could put the other cart on it, and it was like DLC for number 3.
Ooh, oh wait, that one. No, but it's full case. I'm not holding back. Stand strong.
It was like it had a part on top that you could flip over, and you
Yeah.
put Sonic 3 into it, and it would
Yeah.
add
Oh,
Knuckles to Sonic 3.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
even more like unique.
You can also put
Oh,
it
yeah,
on Sonic
oh.
2. And
Oh,
oh,
there you go.
I think one was a mod.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with it's probably no more than $50, but if you had the additional games to go with it, that's when this starts shooting up to like the hundreds. Because if you have those components, then it's not complete. So I would say if you pieced it all together like that, then you'd probably look in, $150. I'm gonna go with 50 though, because it's just that game itself.
50 for Chris and 120 for Alan. Chris,
Yeah.
you take this round. It was at $64.24.
Oh, I was same
Yeah.
price as Ghost of Tsushima. No, that you made for Ghost of Tsushima.
No, that was closer to 40.
65. Yeah.
Yeah, about $65 complete.
Wow. I don't know
and
why
yeah,
I went so
Chris,
high.
I'm not sure either.
Reel
But
it in. Reel
Chris,
it
you're
in.
right. You add all the other games together, you're easily breaking 100.
Yeah.
All right.
Once you mentioned that, Alan, I was like, oh yeah, there's a couple of pieces missing, so you can't be enough. If you're missing pieces,
Yeah.
you can't charge someone over $100 with missing pieces in that
It's
in that
technically
world.
part 1 of Sonic 3.
No, but if you have that mechanism where you're able to pop it open and
True.
add something on top, you're automatically missing a piece, and that price goes straight into
Yeah.
the toilet. But 60 is still pretty good for that because
Yeah,
of the
solid.
uniqueness of it.
It was also that game was like only cardboard. It didn't have that plastic clamshell box.
Oh,
that some
that's
of the Sega
right.
games
Yeah.
did. It was just
Oh.
cardboard. They were getting real cheap. All right, Chris, you are up first this time, and I picked pretty straightforward. Monster Hunter World, the base game on PS4.
It can't be more than $30 because I just bought it recently, the complete with Iceborne for like 45, maybe 50, and I know that was on sale on Steam. So if you're just talking about the base game on PS5, yeah, you're probably looking
PS4.
at no more than PS4. Who cares? 30,
Yeah.
$35,
Dude,
baby.
PS5 has you add $10 automatically because
Yeah,
not everybody
that's
has a PS5 yet.
Yeah, that's why I said like 34 bucks, $35. It can't be more than
Sure.
that. If
What-
it is,
what's
you
your
should pay
guess?
for it.
Give me a number.
Mine?
What did you
Sorry.
say? Yeah,
I will say $34.95.
30. That's very specific. All right, Alan.
Oh, 20. That can't be worth anything. I mean, not much. I would
All
go
right.
less.
20 for Alan. Yeah,
Yeah,
this one was a little bit of a trick one because you both went over. This
I
game,
knew it.
this game sitting at $7.24.
Yeah.
If you wanted to buy just the disc, it's $4.80.
Okay, I was gonna say there's
Right
no
now.
way it's that high.
I mean, I have
And-
$6.80 possibly in my. May have sold it already. Actually.
Yeah, GameStop will give you a slap in the face if you bring it in to trade it in,
Yeah.
And we'll take your game too.
I
and
definitely.
they'll still take it. Yeah,
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way it's that high, especially on PS5. It's much higher than that on Steam though. Right now, I guarantee you it's higher than that on Steam.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel
well,
like
that's
that's where the community has gone, right? Is to the PC.
See, I didn't even think about that because of the crossplay.
digital
There's-
market.
Yeah, like nobody's
Crossplay.
playing it on PlayStation. Yeah, no crossplay, so no one's playing it on PlayStation. It's probably more on Xbox. 'Cause
Well,
there was a
I
bigger
bought-
community on Xbox side.
I bought the one with the Iceborne like built in. That disc's a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I did. I bought the thing, all of it together.
Yep. All right. Next game, Alan, you're up. We're gonna go with Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, complete in box on the PlayStation 1. Very nostalgic for you, as you said.
That game specifically.
But how nostalgic are you willing to pay?
So that game, I would guess. You probably don't. I don't know how long it takes, but I would think it's actually probably gone down in price since the announcement, because now there's another way to play it. Fortunately, that is what
tends to
usually
happen.
happens.
That happens.
So, complete in box, Kane's, and what system is it on? PlayStation
yeah. PS1, yeah.
and PlayStation. Ooh, well, the market's not crazy for PlayStation. I'm gonna give it $30.
$30 for Alan.
Uh,
Chris.
Is the PlayStation 1 its original console?
Yeah. I think it came out simultaneously on that and the Dreamcast.
Okay, so the Dreamcast one is definitely going to be more expensive because it's harder to find, and then you don't have Dreamcast. So in this game, I don't know what it was like. I didn't even hear about it, so I don't know if it was like super popular, which means it makes it even more rare. And it just
it got a sequel. You know that much.
It got a sequel, but it was probably buried under other PlayStation games at the time. That's where just because it got a sequel doesn't mean it was good. But but in the world of collecting, the worse the game, the more expensive it is. Now, that's just the way that goes, right, Kyle? Like the crappier the game, for some reason, everybody wants that one. It's like a
the less copies that were made usually kind of run up the price. Yeah. So that kind of does correlate. Yeah.
You said $30.
But again, it sold enough to get a sequel.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. $30.
Yeah, Alan said 30.
And you said this is just their standard edition?
Yeah, they only made that one.
I don't think they did a lot of collector's editions at that time.
Nah, they didn't.
No.
They didn't have any.
All right, I like $15. I don't think it's higher than 30. I just don't see that game. I don't know anything about it, so $15.
All right. Alan takes another one at $36.13.
Not too far off. Dang, nice.
Just slid under. And surprisingly, the Dreamcast one is $35 complete.
Oh,
That probably moves around, but still.
I would
crazy.
think the Dreamcast one would be more
I would too.
expensive.
I think you said it. It's not that great of a game. So that kind of
People
does
aren't getting a
correlate
Dreamcast to play it, is what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the game that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
really
sought after.
That's why I got it. All right. So now here comes the one that I talked about, the Lunar series that came out originally on Sega CD. That was there's these things called CDs, compact discs. You guys, I don't know if you remember these things. They held data on them and a laser. Anyways, there's a couple of them on Sega CD. And we're going to go with
the Sega Genesis, right? This is the attachment.
We could go into a whole episode about it, but yes, one of the several
Not
models
talking about the
attached.
Sega Saturn. I'm talking about the Sega CD attachment.
Sega CD just attached to the Genesis.
Okay.
They did have some actual full-on Sega CDs that came out eventually, but that's a story for another time. All right, so this one is called Lunar Eternal Blue.
Okay.
Complete in box price on the Sega CD, not the Sega Saturn. I don't think there was a Lunar on Saturn. Sega CD.
$62.
$62 for Chris.
62. Locking it in.
Good.
62.
Good price. Good price. Sega CDs games are usually more expensive. But not as much as Sega Saturn. But
Ah. Go under. Try to get all the undergoods. I go over.
Underbits. All the underbits.
Lunar. It's an RPG, a JRPG. Just got a
Mhm.
remaster.
hmm
$70. I'm gonna bank it's a little higher.
Oh,
See what happens.
just slightly higher, huh?
That's
Well,
what
that
happens.
move paid off,
Ah!
but I don't know if I should award this a point because you're both way under. The complete box price right now is $288.
Good lord.
I know Sega
and now-
Systems can be bad, but jeez.
Now,
Good
I mentioned
lord.
it earlier. This is why I'm excited that they're remastering these games because
I have.
I mean the loose. I don't. No, I don't. Loose disc is $140. Like, no, I want to play them. It's
just a random
insane.
disc you find on the floor?
God, yeah. If you find that
God.
game, I'll give you $10 right now. Just so you
Wow.
know. So,
All right.
but yeah. So the other one that came out is sitting at $167 complete box. The Silver Star is what it's called. So yeah,
Ah,
Alan wins this one 3-1.
Woo.
man, $200.
Yeah, 288 complete. You know, and then depending on condition, it varies. So
I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting that high, actually. I was expecting closer to 100. But, yes.
oh, I wish I would
Yeah.
own it if it was 100.
Are
Anyways,
you excited?
thanks
So
for
you are
playing.
excited to play it again, though?
Well, I've never actually played those. I've played the one they had one on DS, and there's one on PSP.
And they're good? You were enjoying them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the DS one's a little funky, but I've always wanted to try those ones. So
well,
yeah,
thanks for running the game, Kyle. It was really fun. Nice
Thanks
to
for
show and
playing.
Sweet, but I'm glad we squeezed a little game in here, but I think our episode needs to come into an end. We're finally coming to that point. So thank you for everybody for joining us.
Yes.
And we're trying to do this. It sounds like we're trying to do this every Tuesday, or at least every other Tuesday. We need to start posting in our Discord a little bit more about, and we're going to be streaming it.
probably yeah.
Because we just kind of
We'll
jumped
get there.
in tonight. So next time we're gonna give some more updates on when we're gonna actually be live, so you can join us in the comments. And if you're in the comments, we can maybe do a shout out, or maybe you can even join in on the games. So
Yeah.
we'll
Oh,
see you
yeah.
next time. Yeah.
BS, woo!
Nerd BS. I don't know how we're gonna start this, so we gotta come up with a system.
I think that's our
Thank you.
stick now. It's just like it's as awkward as possible now. Yeah,
I think so.
Bring
yeah.
it down.
Makes
Bring
us.
down the level.